Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Dr. Zainab. I was asked a couple of questions in December 2020 EST exam, numbers 2, 16, 6, 26, 27, 41 in the literacy 1 section. So let's go ahead and answer those questions. The first question is number 2. In number 2, in the literacy 1 question, it says which choice provides the most logical introduction to the sentence. So in order to introduce a sentence, you have to make sure that you understand that it meshes well, or it transitions, or it connects well with what comes before and what comes after. So we're going to have to read what comes before. It says, several years ago, at the regular annual meeting of one of the major engineering societies, the president of the society, in the formal address with which he opened the meeting, gave expression to a thought so startling. Okay, so we're talking about something that's very, very surprising, so startling that that the few laymen who were seated in the auditorium fairly gasped. Okay, people, they couldn't breathe because it was so surprising. So that's why your answer here is going to be A, surprisingly the president has said that, and so on. So that your answer here is going to be A because it goes along with what comes before. It talks about something being startling, and this is talking about something being surprising. Here it says what was said, in fact, was, this is just plain language. It's not really showing surprise, or it's not emphatic. The president had said same thing. What the president had said, in effect, was, and it's not giving you the meaning of startling and people gasping because they couldn't believe what was being said. All right, the next question was number 6. Number 6, you're being asked about transitions. Here, usually you don't want to start a sentence with a fanboy most of the time, and you're going to use much to our dismay because idiomatically that's the way it's usually said. So that's why for number 6, your answer is going to be A. All right, for number 16, it says which choice provides the best combination of the underlying sentences. All right, here it says up to this time, he had never, to his recollection, seen his mother. Okay, so he hadn't really met his mother, really doesn't know her too well. And then here it says all his impressions of her were derived from a few brief visits made to him at Colonel Lloyd's plantation, most of them at night. So he doesn't really know her. All right, so here I'm gonna combine the sentences. Remember, he's asking to combine the sentences, so I'm not just gonna put a period. I want to combine it. I want to connect between them. So I'm going to say that said. I'm not going to use however because it's not an opposition. I'm not just adding information. I want to say that said. That said means putting this into consideration, or despite what was just said. All right, so that gives the meaning. So that's why your answer here is going to be B for number 16. All right, the next question is number 26. Number 26, it says the writer wants to express a feature specific to the dream work. Remember, your keyword here is specific to dream work, that it is only found in the dream work. And remember, here it's talking about the dream work that it resembles nothing else. So I want a sentence that shows that something is specific. What's a word that shows equals the word specific? Peculiar to. And so that's why your answer here is going to be A. It's not going to be C because it says it's often found in other works. Here it says that it's found in other works. It's a shared feature. Here it says that it appears elsewhere. And so that's not my meaning that I want. My answer here is going to be A for number 26. All right, for number 27, you have a list, and this list is non-essential. When you have something that's non-essential and it already has commas, you're going to put a dash before it and after it so that you don't have too many commas in your sentence. And so that's why for number 27, your answer is going to be B. Remember, when you have a non-essential, you want to put 2 dashes or 2 parentheses or 2 commas around it. You can't put a dash with a comma. You don't put a comma with a dash. You don't put a dash with nothing, you have to put a dash with a dash. And so that's why for number 27, your answer is B. Finally, the last question is number 41. In number 41, you need to know the difference between affect and effect. Affect is the A for action. So A for action, or it's a verb, it equals affect. And effect is usually a noun. Okay, so here we have to figure out what is the subject. Your subject here is the your subject here is the rocks. I think I took away a part of it. The rocks are affected. So here your subject is the rocks, but I just didn't put it within the PowerPoint. And so you want something that shows the are, and you want the verb, so you're going to use affected. And so that's why your answer here is going to be D. Go back to the passage and you'll find that the subject here is the word rock. I just forgot to put it in the PowerPoint. Good luck. Thank you.